kids, it's Spencer, your teacher's pet, back again with another video. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about sexual dimorphism. Let's begin. First of all, what is sexual dimorphism? To put it briefly, sexual dimorphism is the differences between male and female animals of the same species. That's all you need to know. Video over. Lol, JK, we're not done. I'm not talking about some of the more basic or cookie-cutter examples of this, such as reproductive organs. No, I'm talking about stuff that's more extreme. Differences in size, attitudes, appearances, behaviors, and so much more, some of which can get really crazy at times. Sexual dimorphism is most commonly seen in mating. One of the more morbid examples of this is sexual cannibalism. This is when the animal, usually the female, cannibalizes its mate right after breeding. It mostly occurs if the female is bigger than the male, and if the male did this, well, they won't be able to produce offspring, so hence why the female does it. As shocking as this is, it's actually very beneficial. For example, the praying mantis is one of the best fathers in the animal kingdom, despite not being able to live to see his children. Believe it or not, praying mantis babies are more likely to survive if their dad had fallen victim to their mother. The dad literally sacrifices everything just so his kids can have the best traits to survive in the wild. Of course, in the female's defense, she does have to give birth somehow and needs whatever so that she can do her job. Another example is the black widow spider, and as you can tell by the species name, it's a widow, meaning husbandless. And this is because the female eats the smaller male, but it also is black with a red hourglass marking on its thorax, unlike the male, which is light brown. But by far my favorite example of sexual cannibalism is the green anaconda. The female anaconda can be twice as heavy as the males. This makes the males easy prey for the females. And while it doesn't always happen, the fat females will eat the tiny males during mating. Like the praying mantis, however, this can be a good thing. Because anacondas only eat once a year, by the time the babies are born, they become malnourished. If they eat an extra male, then they will get the extra nutrients necessary to produce healthier offspring. Now, staying on the topic of mating, but going in a less sadistic direction, if the males are bigger than the females or have an attractive appearance, then they will usually fight or participate in courtship rituals. For example, deer. Only the male deer, also known as bucks, have antlers, and this is because they need them to fight over a doe, which is the female deer. The antlers are considered attractive to the doe, and if another buck threatens to challenge the main interest, then they will battle over dominance until one of them retreats. Or in very rare cases, their antlers will get tangled up and they will stay like that until one of the deer gets killed by a predator or die of disease or starvation. And if you've seen any episode of Total Drama Island, you probably already knew that. Elephant seals, on the other hand, don't have any weapons like that to aid them in fighting, not even their distinct nose. The nose is actually used for attracting females, which will be similar to what we will be talking about later on. They honk out a mating call through their proboscis to attract the smaller and less nosy females. To secure mating rights, elephant seals actually compete in an Ed Norton Fight Club style brawl, sometimes even taking them to the water. If one elephant seal manages to beat the other, then they will assume the role as beach master and get all the females. Not all animals fight for the rights to mate though, like the blubbery Andrew Tate. Sometimes their right to mate is solely based on appearance alone. This is most commonly seen in birds. Birds such as songbirds and birds of paradise take up in courtship displays rituals. The most well-known example of this is the peacock, which became a symbol of pride and arrogance and being overly competent. The peacock uses its fan of feathers to impress the peahen, which is smaller and less colorful. Another example of this is the frigate bird, which inflates a weird red pouch thing called a gular sac, and it kind of looks like a double chin. Sometimes birds don't need to retract something to grab the female's attention. They have that impressive feature built into them. My favorite example of this by far are the Andean and California condors. The California condor's pink and neon head and the Andean condor's fleshy waddle are the ideal body image to the gray females. To the female condors, that makes them look handsome. The cardinal and scarlet tanager are bright red to show off to the female that they are worth mating with. However, it may not be just for the looks. According to audubon.org, scientists think one answer may lie in a male's mitochondria, the energy powerhouses inside the body cells. Research indicates that red carotenoids are concentrated in the mitochondria, and bright coloring is linked to mitochondrial performance. This means that if a male bird's coloring is brighter, then it is likely to be healthier and can pass his health nut traits onto his offspring. The offspring will know what the proper food is to eat and where to find it. Not all animals are sexually dimorphic for mating purposes, though. Sometimes it's to establish dominance. Gorillas, for example, have a large silverback male that leads the band. Fun fact, the reason this band right here is called gorillas is because a group of gorillas is called a band. You learn something new every day, kids. A gray back is a sign of dominance to gorillas. Therefore, the largest silverback is usually the leader. But if another larger gorilla enters the silverback's territory, then they will battle over dominance, with the stronger one getting to take over the band. Another primate that follows this formula is the gelada baboon. First of all, the males get much more hair than the females. And second of all, when trying to defend their troop from invaders, they will use a really scary threat display of exposing their enormous lips and canine teeth to scare away rivals. By the way, did I mention this monkey is a vegetarian? This nightmare fuel is called a Flehmen response. But by far, the most famous example of using sexual dimorphism to protect territory is the lion. Since only one or two males are in a pride, they don't have to compete for mating rights. Instead, they fight to protect the pride from being overtaken by another male. The lion's mane acts as a helmet to protect the lion from any serious injuries. The mane is also what determines who will lead the pride. A black mane is more desirable to the female peasants and will likely follow the black maned lion instead of their former leader, making it easier to take over a pride. Remember when I said how sexual dimorphism can get weird? Here's two examples. You know how only female bees can sting and only female mosquitoes can bite? Well, that's because the female mosquitoes need to collect blood to help their eggs develop, since blood carries essential nutrients like iron, protein, and other amino acids. Males, on the other hand, do not bite and prefer to suck on nectar from flowers. Bees are also known for inflicting pain and suffering onto others, but unlike mosquitoes, bees have a very organized hive structure. The queen bee and the workers are the females, and the drones are male. The queen bee serves as the leader of the colony and is the only female that is allowed to mate. The drone bees' only purpose is to mate with the queen. And the worker bees are the only one who are allowed to leave the hive. They're the ones who collect nectar, make honey, and protect the hive. They're also the only ones that can sting. Spoiler alert, they die after they sting. While sexual dimorphism isn't easy to explain, it can be somewhat simplified to better understand the differences between males and females, just based on their appearance, size, or habits. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up. What are some other examples of sexual dimorphism that you know of? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!